What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm joined with the fabulous Husk Soup, watching some of the two best players. I mean, Soup is obviously, you guys know, he's one of the best players as well. Two best players in Retold. Tell us about this one here. We've got Rapl in the bottom, playing as Poseidon, and Matreiuss playing as Zeus.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup, this Greek mirror. I'm honestly not even sure how this matchup plays because Zeus has got the bolt, meaning he's got the early power in the early skirmishes, whereas Poseidon has got the lure, so he's got the better archaic gauge, the better build orders there. And then also Poseidon has the Hibius, which I think are really good in the Greek mirror.
Yeah.
And then Zeus has got cheaper, easier access to centaurs. There's a bunch of different dynamics in play here, and I think you can approach it in a multitude of ways.
Yeah, I looked at this matchup just based off of, I'm a terrible Poseidon player. I think Poseidon's probably my worst god. It's not because Poseidon's bad. I'm just bad with Poseidon. But when I look at the upgrades for Poseidon against what Zeus has got, you just go, man, having the extra speed on the centaurs is a crazy advantage. But because Zeus has got Bolt, that just sets him one thing in front of the Poseidon player. So long as the Zeus player can just keep tempo in the game, though the speed is never going to matter for the Poseidon player. So yeah, it's a tough one for sure.
Well, it's interesting you say that because my approach, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong at all, but my approach as Zeus would be to say, all right, I've got slower centaurs.
Yeah.
That means if I just play defensively, it doesn't even matter too much that my centaurs are slower than my opponents.
Totally. Yeah. You can totally go approach it as if it's a mirror and just let your opponent come at you and then let them make the mistake. Totally.
Yeah, but what you're saying is also an option. This is what I'm saying. It's there's so many dynamics at play here.
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't extend this out into, I've got a little bit. I find like of all of the Greek gods, Hades is the one that suits my style of Greek the best. And with Hades, you can kind of get away with just going for a 5-second town center and just walling up. And Zeus obviously has that option as well by going through Athena. And especially on a map like this, where you've got a nice town center down the bottom here, one nice little wall over here, we'll be able to secure this back gold, this deer, this buffalo. But yeah, we are going to be seeing the double Hermes in this game, as relics are going to start getting picked up. Scepter. I love this relic. It's probably my favorite relic.
Oh, really? On Marsh?
Yeah, on any map. I just love it. There's something... Oh, little skirmish. There's something about... I don't know, just cheaper farms that just makes me happy. I don't know.
When you have Shadoof as well, the farm transition is so damn easy.
And then your opponent uses Locust on your farm and you laugh at them.
Yeah, that new Locust is, I think there's a lot of potential, a lot of unseen potential as of yet.
Well, that's a really, really nice position for Matreiuss' Centaur over there, and forces Matreiuss onto the back of the gold mine.
He can manually cast that special attack and still reach, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's such a... the more we play Retold, the more we're finding that manual cast, if you're actually paying attention, 9 times out of 10, good bolt there onto the Atalanta. A very, very... Atalanta, I'm going to try and say that correctly for once in my life. Everyone's very mad at me about that one. More so than Heliopolis for some reason.
Yeah, that I don't mind you calling her Atlanta, but Heliopolis that triggers me too.
Good. That's what we're about. That's what we're about here. What was I saying? Yeah, the more we see people kind of using manually triggered special abilities, like, the kind of better it's all going to end up being. Like, for example, one really, really important manual trigger is the Nemean Lion. And I'm not seeing enough people doing that just yet. But basically, if you have like 2-3 Nemean Lions, you manually trigger that. So you're going to be seeing a town center coming up for Matreiuss. You can stun an army or a portion of an army for like 6 seconds, 7 seconds. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the issue for me is the microing aspect. Like, you have to manually select those lions, and then you really have to first of all set up the hotkeys for the groups, and yeah, it's a lot.
It is. And I like that it's challenging to do it. If it was easy to do it, it would be broken. You know what I mean? You got to give something up with that. Like, if I'm putting all this effort into microing something, then I'm not doing like something like a side build, or I'm not doing like a wall over there, or I'm not putting my hero onto the right unit in the fight. You know, all that stuff is something you got to be aware of, and the people who are the best are going to be able to do it all, right? I like that there's a high skill ceiling in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Are you kidding me? That's what we're all about. I think on this map, Rapl is getting his second TC now, and so is Matreiuss. But Rapl's second TC is so much worse, though.
It's worse, and I guess it's worse until in the fact that it's open, but it's better in the fact that there's just a gold mine that's close, so he doesn't have to walk all the way over there. This town center here has got so much food, though. So nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm like right now. My main priority would be hunt.
Yeah, food is amazing.
You don't want to do that. Well, Rapl did get that. Wasn't it Rapl who got the farm?
Yeah, he got the
so maybe it will come into play after all. But you see here on the left side, very good raiding opportunity for Matreiuss if he notices.
For sure. I also missed this
one.
Here
the charge coming in as well, very, very early.
Yeah, this is just to get equality here. And like you were saying earlier, Zeus does have get favor faster. So being able to research this technology, it technically speaking costs, well, it just costs less than what Rapl's will cost. So it will get a little bit of equality here. So center will get a villager snipe. Nope, he's drunk. He's still drunk. And guy's dead.
Oh, he did it, yeah. That's big for Matreiuss. That's really big. And these walls that Rapl are trying to set up, he has to set up so many walls. Versus Matreiuss, who's got his natural barrier on the right side, and then just like 50, 60 wall resources worth of wall. Like Matreiuss has such an easy time walling off his map.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. But I would say if I was in this situation, I would be thinking about just walling 2 walls down here and just giving up on this top resources for later. Like because you know you're going to be under pressure if you're not. I mean, you should be under pressure.
It might just be Rapl being greedy. Like you're saying, yeah, it's a lot. Matreiuss punishing it very hard, killing that villager, stopping the walls from going up. Like Rapl has already committed to these walls, so now those 2 gates that he set up here, they don't really have any value until the other walls are set up too.
Oh, he's got another relic. Oh, this is such a good relic as well. Any sort of, this is the Gugnir Odin spear with 5% extra melee attack. This makes me want to go into hoplites even more than I already do, given my opponent is making Hippias. I don't know, do you find, I found I was playing a game yesterday, a Gaia Mirror, and I only built, we both just only built Contarius for the game. And after the game, I thought to myself, that was the stupidest decision I think I could ever make. Do you find that's the same with yourself, or do you feel like you have to match cavalry when your opponent goes cavalry and it's like they kind of equally match, like say Hippias versus raiding cavalry or just raiding cavalry wars or something like that? Do you find...
I like it if I have, like, you know, I'm a Norse main, so if I have Freya, if I have Thundering Hooves, I like just matching it.
Yeah.
It's so, I do really enjoy those games where both players are going full cavalry.
Yeah.
I may be biased there, but as Norse, having access to Herdman, the hard cavalry counter in Classical, I really enjoy doing that too.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad it's not just me who was. I do think I was being silly. I think I should get counter cavalry out. Not like I don't have to go for just mass counter cavalry. Just get a handful of them out, because then I can, when I get into the actual fight, I win, and then I can just chase them around with my cavalry. It's all good. But yeah.
You know what the big move is when you have to move to a secondary gold mine. You set up 3 counter barracks and you just instantly swap over to catapultes.
The big brains of soup.
Because that's what happens in Norse mirrors a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You'll have cavalry wars early, and then when either player has to go for a secondary gold mine, you can just swap instantly to full Herdman, and that secondary gold, there's bound to be a big fight happening over secondary gold.
Yeah.
And then if you have full counter units, you know, you're in for a good time.
All right, so note to self, when you go to the second gold mine against soup, build throwing axemen preemptively. Okay, we got it.
Or at least scout what your opponent is doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Big fight here.
Yeah, this is a big one. Matreiuss has got all the advantage here for the moment, and I'm not exactly sure. That's why, because Aphrodite's coming through.
Oh, really? Well, not just that. It's also just Matreiuss has been winning the skirmishes. He's had the the safer villager gather time, and he's forcing a fight here, which is amazing for him. Forcing a curse here as well. It's not a great value curse.
Yeah, I mean, it hits a bunch of units. It hits a bunch of units, and he's going to be able to hold to some degree, but yeah, you want to be using curse aggressively. And part of me thinks that this matchup, and we are seeing it here, part of me thinks this matchup, you probably want to go through Dionysus more often than not to get that Thracian Horses upgrade. So strong.
I think what Matreiuss is thinking here, he's Zeus, remember?
Yeah.
He wants to control... Wait, there's a gold mine down the bottom. I hadn't even realized. I don't know if Matreiuss realizes this either. I think he's thinking to himself right now, he just wants to win a big battle right now. I don't think it's the Thracian Horses that he's caring so much for.
Yeah, true. Bronze is also amazing. You do have to consider the ceasefire, but that's only 30 seconds of the minute-long bronze-ish, however long it is. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he doesn't know this gold mine's here.
Not that big. Hey, can you see Matreiuss' point of view if he knows about the gold mine?
Yeah, he doesn't know. It's not there to him. But...
Yeah, exactly. I thought so, the way he was playing.
But, wait, if you look at Matreiuss' perspective, he also doesn't know that there's a gold mine up here. So he's got no inkling. And I was going to say, retold maps, there are a couple of little hints to what's going on. Like, for example, if you've got back giraffe or something on Blue Lagoon, that means your opponent's got back giraffe on Blue Lagoon 9 times out of 10. So and even more so with gold mines, you've got 3 gold mines behind your base, you know your opponent's got 3 gold mines behind their base, you know? So you can make a lot of... You can learn a lot just by scouting your own side of the map.
Yeah, for sure. Big fight here. I think this is a great fight for Rapl to take with the Prodromos, with the Lion there. Lion, bit of an unfortunate situation, but still big win for Rapl here. Yep. Just as Matreiuss hits heroic gates. And that's the thing about curse. You don't... Well, that's Seafire. You don't want to use curse on like 10 units. It just feels so bad to do that.
Totally. Yeah.
Probably should have seized that a bit sooner, shouldn't he?
Yeah, Matreiuss always does this. This is nothing's changed since Legacy. Matreiuss is always lose the fight and then click ceasefire.
Yeah. That ceasefire would have been so good early because all he needed was heroic, so he could get his own Prodromos out. He lost that because it was Hippias versus Prodromos.
Yeah, I think right now, when you're starting to see all the Prodromos coming out, the natural inclination is just to go Prodromos yourself. But I think the correct answer 9 times out of 10 is to start getting those Herbmen out, getting those Catapultis out, or getting those Hoplites out, or those Spearmen out, and mixing them in with Prodromos Hippias as well. So you've already teched into your cavalry. You're just starting to get yourself just a little bit of counter unit in, and we're seeing that coming from Matreiuss as well, which I absolutely love.
I think Matreiuss got both Thracian Horses and he's getting Bacchanalia now, right?
He's got I got that wrong as well. They changed the name on that one. Where is it?
Really?
Yeah. It's now called Dionysia.
Oh,
yeah. Gotta relearn all the things. It's too much.
Bacchus is the Roman equivalent to Dionysus, right?
There you go. The more you know, the stronger you are. But
that's it. So it was always a bit weird that they had that word, I guess.
Yeah, no Thracian Horses just yet. Artemis coming through for Rapl. He does have... He's behind on villager count. He is behind on military count, and he's just investing in this Mythic Age. So if Matreiuss can find an advantage with his army right here, right now, he's going to just be super far in front. If he doesn't, then Rapl gets out a Chimera, he gets an Earthquake, and he can flip this position really, really easily. So Matreiuss has to be hyper aggressive here to get an advantage.
Matreiuss is getting fortified TC. Does he have Masons already?
No Masons. Masons makes a huge difference against Earthquake and things like that. You can actually, especially fortified towns that are Masons. I haven't done the actual test, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that's enough to survive an Earthquake. Have you done the test?
If you repair it during, I'm fairly certain that should be enough.
Yeah. Because it doesn't do that much to the villages, right?
Yeah, it barely scratches them. Poor Matt. He's playing like there is no gold mine in the back for both him and Rapl, and that's why things are looking so weird for him right now.
Yeah.
You know what?
He sees a fortress here. You can almost take a guess.
Poor Matt, but in reality, why don't you have a Pegasus scouting?
Yeah. It's a hard game. Age of Mythology, a hard game. We saw this with like Mr. versus Recon as well, right? On that Alfheim one, was it Freya versus Ra? And
Yeah.
Recon actually had the quote-unquote Pegasus in the shape of a rock, but missing it by an inch, you know? Like, that stuff happens, and it's so common at the top level.
You know what? All you have to do is you press your scout. Well, you can't do it with a rock, but with the Pegasus, you press your scout and you press Q. And you don't even have to do the scouting. The AI is going to do it for you.
Quality of life feature, please. Devs, please.
For the rock, or
yeah, for the rock.
Yeah.
Auto scout for the rock.
I think people are disinclined to use it because they think it's inefficient. But mid game, late game, so much going on. I think it's a really good option.
Yeah.
Nice fight here for Matreiuss, although Polyphemus and Chimera are huge.
Cheap, yeah. I love what they did with Polyphemus. It's kind of like Sauron. He swings the hammer and like all the.
Yeah, that's true.
So sick.
Yeah, from the intro. The world is changed.
Well,
Big fight for Matreiuss. Impressive he's actually winning here, despite the lack of knowledge.
well, yeah, he's got the 3 town centers. The earthquake hasn't come down yet, right? He's got 4 town centers. Excuse me.
What happened about it? Not even... dude, it's there, but there's no Pegasus out. That's... Dude, I never play Greek myself, but if I do decide to pick up Greek one day, that's one thing I'm going to implement, surely. Is just have... Honestly, just have 2 or 3 Pegasus out a lot of the time and press Q. It's such good value, and all you pay is... What is it, 150 food for that?
For the...
It's not a high... This earthquake was not that good. It's just easily being rebuilt.
It's 50 gold, 3 favor. For a free Pegasus.
Oh yeah, with the winged messenger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that guy respawns for free.
Yeah, so... I mean, right now, okay, so... Matreiuss has got 4 town centers. He's got nearly full population. The play, to me, almost seems like just get to full population, get upgrades, don't overcommit, and you win. But that's like, depends on matchup, right? Do you think that this matchup, Rapl, given that he's in the Mythic Age, given he can get champion upgrades and he can get get this Artemis upgrade, which is actually bonkers strong. For those of you who don't know, it gives 0.25 divine damage over time. 6 seconds for that damage to come through. So 6 times 0.25 per attack. Do you think he can just get away with this and just sit back, or should he have to just rush that Mythic Age right away?
I think Matreiuss is looking really fine here. And I say that partly because look at his the text he's getting now. It's all the luxury text that he's getting. Like when you begin to get Pierce armor upgrade in the heroic age, that's because your economy is just off the chart. You don't know what to use resources on, so you just click a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's just a weird comp now from Rapl as well. He's hard counted those Prodromus out, and in a way here, Matreiuss kind of needs to go back into some Hippias, right? Because then Hippias are good against the Paspist. The Hoplites are good against Hippias, though.
Yeah, and well, I don't know if Matreiuss knows this yet, but there is going to be a bunch of Toxotes in for Rapl too, obviously, and he sees it now. So, yeah, Hippias really, really good here. And he's got all the gold mines on the map, access to all the gold mines, so it should be very easy to spam those units out. He's got all the horse upgrades for them too. But Hoplites Toxotes, it's so weird. Matreiuss finally has all the horse upgrades, and now he's swapping over to Hoplite Toxotes.
Yeah. I mean, but you do have to just. I'm not saying that he's countering the army perfectly here, but I think the most important thing, at least that's what I'm finding, the most important thing in Myth right now is looking at your opponent's army and just literally just building the units to counter it. It's the most important thing. Like, resources don't matter. Like, if you're behind, doesn't matter. If you're a counter army to your opponent, you're going to win the fight. As long as you've got the population.
It's also about predicting your opponent's next move.
Totally.
That's like I told you with the second gold mine thing.
Yeah.
You expect a big fight to happen here. What unit comp do I need here optimally to win this fight? And that's like the easiest of these steps, but the later the game goes, the harder it becomes, obviously.
Yeah. And
yeah,
at some point,
predicting
you're
the
just trying to build a death ball, but I'm not sure there's really.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some death balls in this game. Like, I don't know if you've checked out. I'm gonna give away some secrets here, but priest mummy, pretty disgusting. No. It's pretty disgusting.
I do know that mummies has a ton of potential,
yeah,
but I haven't seen it.
You know, the only counter I've come up with is Thracian horses Hippias. I mean, if you got heroes out, you win. You can kill off the mummies, but
yeah,
I think you need like, yeah, if the mummies don't get killed off, then my god, is it disgusting. It's so cheap as well. It's so cheap.
Maybe something like X-Men priests, mummies versus Norse.
Yeah, something like that. Disgusting. Just disgusting. Get some slingers in there as well for the yuck. I don't want to think about it. Let's not talk about it.
The slings of the sun. That's all you need versus Norse heroes.
That's right. Yeah, that's.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. Slings of the sun. What a technology. But now Hera's coming in, and this is going to be one challenging position for Aces the Rapl to get. I didn't even notice this. Rapl has left JSS. How does that feel as a fellow JSS member? He's betrayed you. He's a clan hopping. Huh?
I never liked him to begin with.
It's so funny.
I'm joking. I think there'll be more news coming. I saw Rapl announce this yesterday on his stream, but there's probably going to be more news coming soon.
Oh, Lightning Storm in. And Rapl going to make a dive for the town center. So we'll keep most of those units alive. But he's so far behind here. And all the upgrades come through as well. So now any sort of tech advantage that Rapl might have had, and he doesn't have it anyways.
Hera! There's a ceasefire, Hera.
Ceasefire.
Not listening with the lightning storm.
Yeah. Ceasefire, lightning storm. That doesn't actually stop the damage, right? That damage still comes down if there's anything to hit.
Yeah. Matreiuss likes his Petropolis, I noticed. Very few Greek players gets them, but he does.
So, in the Greek mirror, Heliopolis are useless because Petropolis counter them. Is the idea.
Yeah, that's true. With the crush damage versus siege weapon, so effective.
Yeah.
Can we see it here, maybe?
We got 50% versus 50%.
I'm almost saying it as you are now, but the Heliopolis are honestly not that menacing in Retold, I think.
No. They did get nerfed from 650 HP, which I'm not like unhappy about, but it's a weird dynamic, right? So this unit beats siege towers, or was beating siege towers. I don't know now. I haven't tested it since the siege towers got a little bit of a buff, but yeah. It's almost like range siege is kind of the only thing you can build, if you're in an equal spot. But the melee siege is really good for the pushing. Matreiuss does come out with the dub.
Yeah, you don't see very much siege weapons in general, do you?
No, maybe. I mean, units like to push, but generally speaking, you're like more concerned with just getting a big ball of dudes.
Yeah.
Because
it's like with Greek, you have to set up the fortress. That's 600 resources, 10 favor. Then you have to build the Petropolis. That's 350 additional resources. You have to build probably 2 or 3 in order for them to be actually effective. And dude, you're looking at almost 2,000 resources. Yep. So if your opponent just builds units, upgrades and stuff, they're just gonna run over you.
Totally. And the other thing is, you can just build hack units, and because you can build so many. Like even like an Egyptian classical army in the classical age can take out a town center if you've got enough population there. Like it's not a problem. So yeah. I guess once the upgrades come in, the building upgrades come in, like architects and fortified town centers, then things start getting a little bit more challenging. Like those pushes happen, but you're also getting more upgrades for the units, like iron weapons plus heavy cavalry. Like those Hippias will destroy everything. It's a fun game. I like it.
What a good game. Rapl definitely lost here.
Yes, he definitely lost. It was a solid game by Matreiuss. I think Rapl basically fell off in this one I would say the main problem here was maybe not walling on these spots. Like going and walling his base in, like, he's being a bit greedy on that. And then could be the case that going Mythic Age when he chose to, Matreiuss found a little bit too much of an advantage getting map control with that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but what you're saying with the wall, I definitely big agree with that. Way too greedy to try to wall off all of this on Marsh.
Yeah, of course this is like the end goal. And you should be... I hate walls. Walls are tough to put down. You got to like get a villager. You got to go and have the area scouted. You got to click the button, wall it off. You got to make sure the villager is doing the right thing on it. I hate walls, but they're a very, 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 very important building in Age of Mythology to be using. Some people are very good at it. All right, GG.